Hi there, it's Levi. Now that you're all set up, let me go over the important details with you. You're carrying materials on this flight. Standard shipment for our partner based in Andreas, but super important.
So here you can see that we are getting ready for a cargo flight, and we are going to be going from an airport near Market Drayton, which is sort of near Wales in the UK, and we're going to be flying out to the Isle of Man. This is the final, I think the final cargo flight that we need to do, so that we can then do our turboprop airline for medium-sized cargo missions. So yes, after a bit of dawdling around at the airport, we took off and headed off to what looked like was going to be a little bit of dodgy weather, and then head out towards the Isle of Man. So this was us just heading off and then looping around close to the town of Market Drayton, and then we would be heading north and west over Whitchurch.
4666 Bravo Sierra Tango 4714, contact Manchester Centre on 118 775. Good day.
And then also over Chester.
Going to 118 77546666 Bravo Sierra Tango 4714.
Sierra Tango 4714 Manchester Centre, QNH 1011 radar contact, continue.
And then after that we'd be heading out to sea. So you can see here some of the weather in the distance was starting to get a little bit suspect. This part here is where we actually connected onto the nav mode of the autopilot, and we stayed on that until closer to the Isle of Man, where we switched to heading mode. But yeah, these were some of the views heading into the slightly poorer weather. I was interested to see whether or not we'd get any rain this time, because last time across France we flew into some really black clouds and not much happened. This time I'm pleased to say that there was sign of rain. Here we go. The only thing was I didn't have the real turb plug-in in, so whilst it did move around a little bit here, the default turbulence, it still didn't feel, I don't know, it didn't feel quite as natural as the real turb plug-in. But to be fair, it did move around more than it usually does. So yes, we had some rain, which I hadn't seen before in career mode, and whilst it did sort of land on the windscreen, it didn't roll down the sides. So here you can see where we were heading. We've just gone over Chester and past the airport there, and you can see the coast off in the left hand corner there. And yeah, so anyway, we broke out into some clearer weather a bit later and headed towards the Isle of Man. I'll let you enjoy some of the scenery. And here you can see as we jumped across, get closer to the Isle of Man, and we had already descended, and we were let me just bring this across, flying over the coast, over the hills, getting ready, and we were just coming across here, gonna swoop around and come down on Andreas Airfield, past Ramsey.
Echo Golf Zulu Uniform Traffic 46666 Bravo Sierra Tango 4714 is on final runway 11 to land.
Now again, this landing came up with a taxiing error because it actually wants me to, up here, it wants me to sort of stop there. So when we come down to land, we had a bit of a crosswind here as well. Wasn't much, but it was just enough to, yeah, just enough to make me swerve a bit. Anyway, so we came up with that, entered taxiway without an announcement. Now I don't know if that was just because we were way over to one side of the runway. It could have been, to be fair, but you know, I'm just aware that there are some weird bugs, so we flipped it around, headed back to the parking stand, which we had magical floating aircraft there. So well done, Isle of Man. Anyway, I'm sure this is going to be compressed and look rather weird on YouTube, but it is what it is. And the next step will be the turboprops.